All right, that's Dr. Yanis giving us his own opinion, actually speaking to Bambo Akoni, who is right here as my guest on Sports Tonight. Bambo, good to have you on Sports Tonight. I said you were based in the UK, but you've corrected me that you're relocating.
Yes, I have relocated, and
Okay.
thank you for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here. I've been back since December, actually, to set up a sports management and filmmaking company. And as you've seen already, a lot of the clips I've shown, I've also have a film in development called Making of Champions, The History. And I started this film right after London 2012. We all know Nigeria did not get any medals. And I happened to be working in Nigeria at the time for a management consulting company called Bain. And I was just thinking, why did we not win any medals? Like you, I remember 92, two men in the 100-meter final, 2 men in the 200-meter final. 96 was our best Olympics ever in athletics. And I couldn't understand why we weren't winning medals, a country of 170 million people. So I, hired a team. We went down to the Echo 2012, the National Sports Festival, and we tracked down some of our former Olympic medalists, people like Marion Yali, Falila Tugunkoya, and Effiok Udo Obong. And that started us on a journey over the last year of making this feature-length documentary. And we've gone all over the world, literally, tracking down former Nigerian Olympic medalists, people like Francis Obikwelu. We went to Portugal to meet him. Gloria Lotzi, we went to Spain to meet her. Innocent Igbunike, we went to Atlanta to meet him. We even spent some time in Jamaica as well to find out, okay, why are these guys so fast anyway?
I mean, you've done plenty of work, plenty of research as well. I mean, Dr. Yanis talking about black athletes and why they're so dominant. And if a black athlete is that dominant, then Nigeria should be in the center of all of this. What are some of your findings? I mean, what have you discovered from the tours you've made, the people you've spoken to, the researches you've done? Why is there this slide that looks like it's not ending, an unending slide in our athletics, for example?
I think the findings are incredible, and I think this could be the best kept secret in Nigerian sports in our history. Because if you look at the statistics, 90 men in history have run the 100 meters in under 10 seconds, and 85 of them were of West African descent. And as you heard Dr. Yanis speaking about people of West African descent, like the Jamaicans and the Americans, and out of that number, 8 were also Nigerians. So we used to have people running sub 10. But it's not happening anymore. And when you dig into the research, it's actually quite amazing, the apparent advantages in terms of physiology and genetics that people of West African descent have, that West Africans have. So I'm looking at this story that's developing with the film, and I'm thinking, well, Nigeria is the place with the most West Africans in the world. So we should be up there with the Jamaicans and the Americans. And when you speak to them, it's an open secret in world athletics that if Nigeria got their act together, then Nigeria is going to be a force to reckon with in global athletics.
In a couple of months, we'll be going to the Commonwealth Games. In 2 years, we'll be going for the Olympics in Brazil. Have you been able to, your findings, scientific findings, which I think are going to be very relevant as we look forward to these events. Have you been able to talk to the National Sports Commission, maybe Sports Science Department? Give them some of these recommendations that you've made to help us get back to those glory days.
Yes, I've been in touch with the officials, the outgoing sports commissioner.
Sports minister, you mean?
Sports minister.
Okay.
Yes, when I was in London last year during the World Championships, I was blogging about Blessing winning our first World Championship medal in 14 years, and he saw it. He emailed me. A week later, I was flown down from London to Abuja to be part of a strategy session talking about high performance in Nigerian athletics, not just athletics, in Nigerian sports. So we had the federation presidents from wrestling, weightlifting, taekwondo, boxing, and I helped moderate that session over those 3 days. So I think there's a lot of work going on within Nigeria, even within the Sports Commission, also within the Athletics Federation. The Athletic Federation president and the technical director have both seen my film. They saw it in November, and since I've been back, I've been doing a lot of private viewings in Lagos. As a matter of fact, there's a documentary, IREP Documentary Film Festival is coming up this week. So there'll be another opportunity to see it. I think it's 4:30 p.m. this Saturday. But they're going to release the schedule for that tomorrow. So that will be the final confirmation. But, you know, the film has been getting a lot of traction within the Sports Ministry and Athletics Federation. And a lot of people are seeing it and realizing, you know what, there's some potential in this thing. We need to start looking at this. The thing that strikes me most about the film is that it's called Making of Champions, the History, right? And if you look at Nigeria's population, about 100 million people are 25 or under. And if you look at Atlanta 96, all those people were 7 years or under, or they weren't even born yet. So this history that I'm even talking about is news to many people, right? And we need to show our youth, we need to show our young people that, look, this was our history. Let's get back to that. I mean, with 100 million people under the age of 25, I mean, I'm really excited about the possibilities in athletics over the next two Olympics.
Before I allow you to go, Bambo, you're going to be around for a while.
For the long haul?
Yeah, now that you're back here,
Yes.
and so we can feel you real time.
Yeah.
What are you going to be working on now in the immediate
Yes.
that could make us in the short term
Yeah.
be good enough for the Olympics in 2016, for example? The Commonwealth Games, I don't have any worries about that because I know the competition is not as difficult as the Olympics. So what are we going to be getting in the short term?
That's a great question. You know, my company, Making of Champions Limited, we're going to be setting up professional track clubs in Nigeria. And it's really based on the model of Jamaica. Jamaicans realized that the answer was not outsourcing their best athletes to the U.S. collegiate system for the U.S. to train.
Developing them
They
right
kept them
there
at home,
in Jamaica?
gave them Jamaican food, put them in Jamaican schools, looked after them. And that's when people like Asafa Powell and Usain Bolt showed up. So we're really looking to try to start a similar movement in Nigeria. You know, we're also developing a reality show. You know, we're planning to merge the best of the reality show format that has made singing competitions famous all over the world with the
Bring
best
it
of
to
athletics,
sports, okay.
and bring it together. And interestingly, this has already been attempted in Ghana last year, Ghana's fastest human. So it's, there's a lot of opportunity in Nigeria to do this. And I think immediately, just this week, I'm going to be starting a Let's Make Champions campaign. And the video you saw with Dr. Yanis is actually part of that campaign. And we're going to be releasing videos on our YouTube page weekly for the next few months, right up until the Commonwealth Games, so that people can like these videos and people can really get behind this movement. Because right now, you know, I've already had a lot of discussions with corporate Nigeria, and a lot of people are saying, well, but it's not football, or, you know, people won't be interested. Well, I'm saying, you know, those 100 million people under 25, we've not even presented this to them. You know, I see a future where, you know, using that reality TV show format, we are going to fill stadia all over Nigeria. And obviously we'll invest in the, you know, in the proper crowd control. You know, God rest the souls of the people that died over the last few days.
But Bambo, I have to wrap up the show on this note, but good to have you back in Nigeria, and I hope I'll see more of you regularly on this show, so that we can get back to those glory days when we were so dominant and rubbing shoulders with the best in the world. We have to wrap up the show on this note, and of course say thank you to you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a bigger and a better package. Bye-bye now.